Hi guys, in this video I'd just like to give a little bit of an overview in terms of these view display options that we have in Pitram. So we have quite a few little message boxes that can populate and can be set to flow through with information that may be interesting to the control room. So for example, the first one I want to look at is alarms, which I have set up. So this brings up a little box here that we can see, and this can be set to all kinds of different alarms. So an example that I'm going to use is just a stockpile or a location level violation. So in reference data we can actually just set a minimum level or a maximum level for a location. It basically just defines an acceptable threshold of material that is allowed to be in there. So I've set my minimum level to 0 on this pit, and it's currently sitting at a couple of tons. So when I create a movement out of there, it should create a level violation alarm, which is basically just an alert to let me know that I'm running low or that I'm out of material at a given location. So in practice it's probably better to put this on like a smaller amount of tonnage, like a couple hundred or something like that, so you get a heads up in terms of like, all right, this location is going to be empty in an hour's time if I don't do something. So here we can see the pop-up appears. I'm just going to ignore it, and you can see it goes down here into this section where I can see all of the history of my pop-ups. So the material for stockpile pit 2 has fallen below the allowable minimal value. So it's a good example of that one. We also have messages. This probably isn't a major concern for you guys in the control room, but for example, you can see things like reference data versions here. Yeah, I mean, if you're pushing out a new version of reference data, you can always check in here if you're not sure if it's gone out yet. Delays is a lot more interesting. Basically what this lets us do is we can set a valid status duration for a piece of equipment or a location, which is basically we can say that you know, if we have a flat tire status, that an acceptable duration for that before it's fixed and the status has changed is 2 hours. And then if we get to a threshold, say 90%, so we get to, you know, just under 2 hours, we can get a delay alert basically saying that, you know, we were expecting this flat tire to be fixed within this threshold, it hasn't been fixed, and then it flags that alert through to the control room. We also have this events section, which basically just gives an overview of every event that has been captured in data acquisition. This is very similar to event editor. So we can see there's my stockpile level violation, there's my material that's been moved, there's the cycle status change. Those are all for the events that I just created a moment ago. So basically this is like a miniature event editor. We also have mobile messages. Now in the mobile units, in a mobile site, even if the piece of equipment is out of radio range, they can't get a radio message through, or they're too busy, they can just tap on the screen and send through a message through from a preset list that we define, or that you can define. So here at 3 p.m. today, my dump truck 1 has sent me through a message basically saying he needs the supervisor. So you can see all of those messages through that screen here. If you want to enable or disable these, they're just always up in this view section. So I've got these ones set up right now. I'm just going to get rid of them by unticking these boxes, but it's the same process if you'd like to enable them. Some of these will be interesting to you and some of them won't be. So that's how you activate or deactivate them. Thank you.